What's up YouTube? Welcome back to the Apache Halloween YouTube channel, and in today's video I will be unboxing and showing you Spirit Halloween's Plague Doctor. So I got this guy about a year ago off of Spirit Halloween's website, and I always liked the Plague Doctor look, and this guy was really awesome. It's a little bit unfortunate that he's just a static and that he was online only, but at least there was a Plague Doctor, and he's massive. He's really eerie and creepy, and then he fogs on top of that, so that's pretty cool. So let's see what's in the box. It's just a standard box that flips open like that, and inside the first thing I see is a hip loop. It's a metal frame with a foam piece around it. Next, he's got his fog hose. Just generic black, small, cheap fog hosing. Got his clothing. It's a very dense material, stiff. It isn't flimsy like some older costume props like Uncle Charlie over there. It's very stiff. Next, here's the coolest part. This is the head. Now look at this thing. This thing is massive. Compared to my head, he is ginormous. Like, just look at this. Very intimidating, very creepy. Almost looks like an alien-esque thing. You could see right here. Very nice detail. He's all plastic. He's got this metal piece at the front, and he's got the straps that are on the back, and his head is just like a black plastic, and then his eyes light up as well. Very creepy. Here's his shoulder bracket, very arching, like hunched over in a way almost. He has 3 plastic wooden pieces for his staff, and they just like slide on top of each other like that. And then the top part of his staff is the hand and the skulls, and these skulls light up as well. And then the fog does come out of the skulls here. Now, what I thought is pretty cool detail, I don't know if this was intentional, but you notice how his hands are black. It's kind of similar to like the Black Death, the bubonic plague. If you don't really look it up, it's not really good to look up if you have a weak stomach. It's very eerie, but that little like homage to the like this time period I thought was really cool. And then his hand, I think I already said it, but it's plastic. Everything on here is plastic, so it's durable and it's pretty awesome. You have his other hand right here. Again, very large compared to my hand. Like the dimensions and proportions on this thing are amazing. Again, the black fingertips. Next up in here, this is his module. Again, just like a simple box, has a speaker and stuff, and nothing crazy about it. Some packaging foam that's just protected for the head piece. Then you got some square poles here. They're not round, they're square, and then it's only one pole that shoots up in the middle. So that's these. You have his arms, foam insulation like foam around it. In here, you have his power cord. He does come with a power adapter, which is nice. I don't like batteries at all. And then last but not least, this is base. And it has this support piece right here, so it doesn't, just give it some extra support. It doesn't really do that great of a job, but hey, it's there. Oh, and then one more thing, of course, his instructions. They are colorized, but his setup is pretty self-explanatory for the most part. But that is everything in his box. So let's start with the setting up of the Plague Doctor. Alrighty, so the first thing we're gonna do is take his base, stand it right in the middle. Next is I'm gonna take this support pole. It has the little opening right here for this support piece to slide onto. Snap lock it into place. Now, on ours, we included a pin so that we could lock this into place. I do not believe he comes like this. I believe we did this because this piece kept popping out, so it was rendering pointless. So now it won't go anywhere, which is a good thing. Next, I'm going to take this second support pole. You can already see this guy's leaning one way, which is very unfortunate. That's another problem with this guy, is that all his poles have gotten loose from wind last year, so he's all shifting to the side. And then this is the last piece, goes on there. After you have the 3 poles on him, I am now going to take his hip loop and put it on like this, where the whole piece is coming out of the back, like that. Now I'm going to take his main module and just snap lock it in to place here. So as a way to try and counteract this swaying to the side, I'm going to try and see if I can take some fish line and maybe tie it just for a temporary fix to get him to stand straight up, just for the video. This is like a, I think, 60-pound fish line, so I feel like it should be able to hold it. But I'm just going to tie a loop, double knot, right here on this edge. Alrighty, so that seemed like it worked somewhat. It does look like he is standing more vertically up now, which is a good thing. Just wonder how long it's going to last. But all I did was I tied a double knot piece right here and just went all the way down to the bottom, and you can see it right down here. Just tied it, double knotted it. It seems like it's working, so hopefully it stays. The next thing it's wanting me to do is take the clothing and get it to go over the whole body here. So that might be the hardest part. Okay, so I got the clothing on. Now I think I'm going to put his shoulder piece up to give him his looming look to him. So I'm just going to remove the top pieces of his clothing and slide this into place, just like that. The next thing I'm going to do is put his head onto his bracket up here, have that just slide into place. And as you can already see, this guy is starting to take his gigantic form. Really massive animatronic. and I will just plug in his eyes to here. Okay, so I just tied another fish line at the top up here to give it some more stability. Hopefully that helps just a little bit. Now I'm going to bring up the clothing. I am now going to take his adapter and just plug him in and then just droop it down to the bottom. I'm now going to take his one arm and fish it through his sleeve and get it to go into place. Like that. I'm going to take the hand holding the staff and slide that piece into place like that, and then just plug in the lights. Alright, so I have his staff here. Again, it just kind of like plugs together like this, 3 pieces, and that will just go to the bottom of his hand. So now he's holding his staff. One more thing to do is take the fog hose, and you're going to have to run this through his arm and down the bottom because the fog comes out here. Now, I'm not going to do that right now just for purposes of being able to move him easily, but when it comes time to Halloween, he will be hooked up to the fog. And then the last thing to do is to take his other arm and find his slot and just slide that into place. And the final thing to do is to take his hand and just slide it into the slot. And now the setup for the Plague Doctor is basically complete. So as you can see, this guy absolutely towers over all the other animatronics that I have in the room right now. I believe he's about 7 feet tall. Very intimidating. His proportions are amazing. I absolutely love this guy. Very creepy. But that is everything that you need to know about him. I did just fix up his clothing at the bottom so you don't see the base, and then I tied the rope around the hip loop piece in there just to make him look more filled out. But now that he's all set up, let's go in the demo and really see what he does. Oh, there he is, the Spirit Halloween Plague Doctor. What an awesome looking animatronic. Very creepy, very eerie. And with the fog on him, he's going to be awesome for Halloween. I really like him. I really enjoy him. But that is all for this video. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it to the end, it is greatly appreciated if you were to like and subscribe. And remember, There's only 25 days until Halloween.